Hey there, fellow sports gamblers. It's Steel Picks for you with the 5 best NBA prize picks and Underdog free picks for today, April 8th. Before we get into our picks for today, let's do a quick recap of what happened for us yesterday. Rui Hachimura was 1 for 1 from three-point range, well below the 5.5 three-pointers we needed, as we predicted. Devin Carter hit us with a double dip with 5 assists under the 5.5 assists we called for, and 3 rebounds under the 10.5 rebounds and assists we predicted. Pelle Larsson was a big disappointment, though, going 2 for 9 from the field for 7 points and 1 assist, well below the 14.5 points and assists we predicted for him. And Brandon Ingram snake bit us with a 23 points and 3 assist game, a half point over the 25.5 points and assists we predicted. Not a terrible day, but certainly looking to get out a little bit of more of a heater for today, get us some picks and get us some bread out here. So first off, we have Dylan Harper over 27.5 points, rebounds, and assists against the Portland Trailblazers. Now, Dylan hasn't really done that a whole lot in the last 10 games. In fact, he's only done it twice, once against Indiana and once against Miami. But he should get additional playing time with Stephen Castle nursing a bad knee. And also, the Portland Trailblazers defense is not particularly great. As you can see, as far as points allowed, rebounds allowed, and assists allowed, they're very middle of the road, not particularly great. And with regard to how they are against shooting guards, again, not that great, very much middle of the road. As we can see, Dylan will be getting an increased amount of minutes, although he's had roughly 24.5 minutes the last couple of games. High mark here of 27.9 against Philadelphia. He'll have even more minutes to play with Stephon Castle not being 100%, and hopefully that means he can get to the free throw line a bit more as well. As you can see, he does not get to the free line very often, so hopefully he can make up for that by taking more field goals from the outside and also playing more increased minutes. Maybe he'll get to the line a little bit more, but I definitely think that with the increased playing time, he will go over the 27.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Novig likes his pick as well, as they have him as minus 113. From that same game, I have De'Aaron Fox going under 6.5 assists against the Portland Trailblazers. He's actually only gone over this number one time in the last 10 games. As you can see, it was that weird game against Indiana again, where he had 7, but consistently been 6, 5, and 4. And as you can see in his last 4 games, 4, 5, 4, and 4. So 2.5 under what we're predicting for him. And in addition, I think that with the absence of Stephon Castle, he will also try and get his offense going a little bit more than he typically does, not trying to be so much of a facilitator and kind of make up for the productivity that they're going to lose with Stephon Castle not being in the lineup. As you can see, his minutes have been pretty consistent. He had the big 40-minute game in the overtime game against the Denver Nuggets, but pretty much on that even keel, about 26, 27 minutes a game. So I'm looking for him to play more minutes with Stephon Castle not being in the lineup. And so from that perspective, I don't think that he'll have as many assists as he typically does. And even if he was having as many assists as he typically does, that is still below the 6.5 assists that they're predicting. And Underdog likes this as well, as they have him at minus 119 for the under 6.5 assists. Next up from that same game, we have Robert Williams III under 16.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Most notably, I like this because he is playing against Victor Wembanyama, and we all know that Victor is a beast. His thing and keep Mr. Williams III in check. He's only been able to go over this number 2 of the last 10 games, and as you can see, he's missed this in 6 games in a row, consistently scoring about 6 points, 6, 4, 4, 6, 6, and 6. So not terribly productive from that perspective. And looking at the assists, got 3 assists in his last game, only 1 assist against the Pelicans, only 1 assist against the Clippers, and only 1 assist against the Washington Wizards. So don't look like he's going to help us or hurt us too much from that perspective. And again, if you look at the San Antonio Spurs defense, number 6 in points allowed, number 8 in rebounds allowed, number 11 in assists allowed. And against centers, it's basically the same thing, 6 and 7 points and rebounds. A little bit better in the assist ratio, but not a whole lot. Definitely don't think that Robert Williams III is going to go over 16.5 points, rebounds, and assists. And as you can see, Prizepicks likes this as well at the 119. And as a friendly reminder, when you sign up with BETR using my promo code WINCASH, you'll receive 2 anytime tokens worth up to $100. And when you sign up with Novig using my STEELEWINS promo code and spend $5, you'll get a $50 cash bonus. So definitely an opportunity for you to take advantage and make some cash using some of these picks that we're going over. Next up, we have the Joker over 12.5 rebounds. Now, one of the main reasons I say this is that we see that the Denver Nuggets smell blood in the water. The Lakers have managed to completely fall apart down the stretch and are now a game out of the 3 speed for the playoffs. The Denver Nuggets are in 3rd. They want to stay there. They're a game up. So that means it's going to be even more production from Nikola Jokic. And as you can see, he's been able to hit this mark in 8 of his last 10 games. Only 2 games, ironically, both with 8 rebounds against the Toronto Raptors on the 20th and against the Spurs in that overtime game, which is kind of strange, on the 4th. But other than that, he's been pretty consistently over the 12.5 rebound mark. And as you can see head-to-head, he's had 15 and 14 against Memphis last 2 times. Rebounds allowed, Memphis is bottom 5 in the league at 26. And against centers, they're fairly decent. But overall is what we're looking for. It's what we're looking at. And as you can see, the 26th rank is not that great. Joker's definitely going to get his minutes. 36 and a half minutes typically. 38.6 in his last game against Memphis. So definitely looking for him to do his thing from that perspective. And as you can see, he had 44 in his last game against the Spurs and 43 in his last game against Portland. He's exceeded this in 7 of the 8. Definitely looking for the Joker to go over 12.5 rebounds. Prizepicks likes this as well as at -119. And last but not least, I'm going to continue to ride the hot hand with Nickeil Alexander-Walker over 23.5 points and rebounds. Nickeil has been gold for us as of late, fellow gamblers. He's definitely been doing his thing. In the last game against the Knicks in Madison Square Garden, he went off for 36 and 2. Definitely think that he can continue that hot streak. Cleveland Cavaliers are not a great defensive team, and Nickeil has basically kind of put this team on his back, carrying them as far as they can go. If you look at his productivity, he's only missed this number in 2 of his last 10 games. 17-point outing against the Golden State Warriors, and again, 17-point outing against Boston, who is a great defensive team. But as you can see, he's had 32, 21, and 36 his last 3 games. Definitely way over just on the points alone, let alone the rebounds. So definitely think that he'll be able to continue that trend against the Cleveland Cavaliers. He's definitely going to get his minutes in. As you can see, he had 39 minutes against the Knicks. His only higher output this month was against the Detroit Pistons at 40.3, so he's definitely going to get that opportunity. Field goal attempts, as you can see, have been on the uptick, 16, 16, 19. Getting to the free throw line, not as much as we would like. His high water mark has been 9 against Sacramento and against Houston. 5 is somewhat modest against the New York Knicks, but with the field goal attempts being up and his minutes staying pretty consistent, again, 39 being quite a few minutes to play against the New York Knicks, I think he'll definitely have opportunities to get his points and rebounds. So to recap, we have Dylan Harper over 27.5 points, rebounds, and assists. De'Aaron Fox under 6.5 assists. Robert Williams III under 16.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Nikola Jokic over 12.5 rebounds. And Nickeil Alexander-Walker over 23.5 points and rebounds. That's the 5 picks I have for you today. Please be sure to like and subscribe to the Steel Picks for You channel. And good luck, everyone.